Okay, this is my theory, right, on how to combine the Alien, Engineer, and Predator universe. Okay, my theory on what I've witnessed and what I understand from the movies and the some of the comic books and cartoons that have come out so far. This is the way I understand it, and this is the way I think all the universes could be combined, at least these three. Aliens, the two different movie franchises, can be combined into three different separate aliens, right? Actually, with my theory, there's probably 5 alien species. You've got the Engineer, then you've got the Predator, then you've got the Alien, then you've got Human, and then you've got a race of predator or aliens that exist above or possibly even equal to the Engineers that possibly started this whole mess. This is what I think. The Engineers created life on many planets, maybe dozens, hundreds, possibly even thousands of different planets. One of the planets that they created life on was Yautja Prime, which is the Predator world. Predators are also called Yautja. So they created life on Yautja Prime, right? Their purpose for doing that is because they were in a blood feud with another race of aliens that was slowly starting to get the upper hand on them. So they needed troops to help them fight these other aliens. They were going to use them as slaves, warriors, cannon fodder. They were going to experiment on them to try to make greater, more powerful and obedient slaves and the such. They, with the predators or the Yautja, they thought they had the perfect weapons. They were strong, they were big, they were tough, they were ferocious, they were smart enough to create their own tech, they were spacefaring. Perfect underlings for the Engineers. Except through the hundreds, possibly thousands of years after the predators had become spacefaring, they started colonizing other worlds themselves and using them to learn how to better, become warriors, hunters, or predators. So they were using other worlds as their hunting facilities, basically, killing off a lot of the life that the Engineers had created. So the Engineers are like, whoa, 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 whoa. That's not what we made you for. So they tried to get the Yautja to chill out, which they would not do, because they're warriors, and they had learned, just like the Engineers, to be perceived as gods in other worlds, also to take the other world's inhabitants and use them for their own purposes. Like on Earth, they came during Egyptian times and taught humans how to make pyramids, and they went through all out the world and taught them some of the basics of their science. And they started to create different life on Earth too. So the Engineers didn't want another competitor aside from this mysterious alien group that they were fighting to begin with. So they figured, you know what, we're just going to wipe out all of the predator, Yautja. So a war began between them and the predator. But the predators at this point were strong enough to fight and defend themselves against the engineers. So the engineers were like, look, we're going to just wipe the slate clean, kill all of these people that we created and start from scratch. The predator was already on Earth hunting and learning how to become better hunters in order to fight the engineer. Humans most resembled the physique of the engineer. They didn't have the size or the strength, but they were proportionately and anatomically correct as far as the engineers would go. So the predators considered Earth a prime area to hunt because they could figure out how to kill the engineer by hunting crafty humans. So in the first Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger, that's what they're doing. They've been coming for a century or two or three or four, coming to Earth, hunting great warriors, learning how to kill them, becoming better warriors themselves, prepping and preparing for the final battle with the engineer. In part two, they're doing the same thing. They're coming to Earth, they're fighting, they're learning in the jungle, in the cities, they're learning how to fight. In part three, it shows where they're bringing other aliens, humans included, to their gaming facility where they would put them on there. And because sometimes they go to the planets of, and sometimes they go and bring them to planets that they've annihilated everything, and they hunt on those planets. Again, learning to become better and skilled warriors, preparing for the final battle with the engineer. In part four, they show you a little bit about what's going on with the other, the previous encounters, from the previous encounters to the modern encounter, what's going on with the predator being on Earth, right? But in four, the difference between the other ones is that there's now the alien is on Earth also. Now here's where the alien comes in. Again, simply my theory. The alien comes in because the engineer, after having a fight for so long with the predators, decides, you know what? Biological warfare, man. We're going to create a creature combined from some of the worst things that we've found in the universe, combine them together, and we're going to make the alien, quote unquote, the xenomorph, to destroy the predators. And they test it. They've used it on other planets, completely wiped out entire planets. So they're like, great, now we're going to kill the predator. We'll start off on different planets that the predators conquered before we go to Yautja Prime, their main world. So the predators, having been killed in outposts, they decide, you know what, we're hunting different things to learn how to kill them. We had better start hunting these aliens, these xenomorphs also. So for more than 1,000 years or so, they've been hunting and killing the xenomorph because it's a creature created specifically by the engineer to wipe out life. So in the movie Alien, when they get the distress signal, the first one, and they come there, they're actually running up on a biological weapon left by the engineer way back. They fight it, they beat it, of course, and through those Alien movies, they're still dealing with it. The humans on Earth recognize it as an alien biological weapon. That's why Weyland Tech was trying to catch it so that they could use it as their own weapon and learn from it. So in Alien versus Predator, it turns out that the Predator has been catching these the face huggers, bringing them to Earth, attach them to the face of humans to create the xenomorph, the alien, so that they could hunt it and kill it. And now, not only has it become something that they do in order to learn how to defend themselves, but it's become a rite of passage through the years for the younger ones. You want to grow up? You need to do this. Sort of like how certain tribes in Africa hunt dangerous animal in order to reach their manhood. Similar thing. So now the predators hunt the alien for survival. And the engineer want to destroy Earth. One, because they're getting rid of all of the planets that they've created. And two, because they know that the predator is learning about them through the humans. So they're like, well, we got to get rid of that. So they want to, but the predators have a constant presence on Earth. So in order to come to Earth, you've got to fight hordes of predators. They're protecting the Earth. Not really so much because they like the humans, but because they're learning from us and it's a valuable commodity. So they're protected so that they can keep hunting us. They don't want us to be wiped out, or else they can't hunt us and learn from us anymore. In other words, learning from the engineer. So finally, and they're like, you know what? The engineer's like, we've got to just destroy this world. So in Requiem, they send, or not Requiem, but Prometheus, they send the group of engineer that are going to go to Earth, and they've got all of these tubes of xenomorph. They're going to just blast the Earth with those, spread them everywhere, contaminate the world with these crazy alien monsters so that they annihilate Earth. Biological weapon. But they're stopped by the predator. They don't show it's chasing in the movie. Something's chasing them down the hallway. They never show what it is. It's not a xenomorph, or else there'd be one, hanging out in the ship somewhere. They were being chased by predators who thought they had killed them all, left the ship for whatever reason, did not destroy the ship, but left it. And that's why the humans found it adrift with only one survivor. He wakes up, he sees the humans, and he's like, what the heck? I just got attacked by the predator. Now these freaking humans are here like cockroaches. So he attacks the humans, figure he'd wipe them out, finish his mission, get rid of this Earth, get back home to his woman in a warm bed, and maybe some crisp bacon or something, man, and that's his deal. So he wants to destroy them and move on. He doesn't make it, obviously. So that's my theory about how these movies are connected and how the alien, the engineer, and the predator, so forth and so on, can be combined together to make one movie. This is my theory on how it could work. Now this new movie where they have the super predator and he's like, we're stealing DNA, man. We need your DNA. The kid that has autism, we need his DNA. That's not really what's happening. What's actually happening, in my theory, even in that movie, is the smaller predator has stolen tech to give to the humans, so the humans can turn on the predator, because that predator, that particular predator, is working with the engineer. Engineer promised him a cushion-like soft life if he helps them. So you give the humans a weapon to fight predators. So why would the predators make a weapon to destroy themselves? That weapon comes from the engineer. The engineer made the weapon, gave it to this trader. The trader's trying to give it to the humans, because the engineers can't get anywhere near Earth because the predators are out there protecting it. So he goes there, and they do find a predator with human DNA because he was an experiment. That was the guy. He was an experiment for them to try to make more powerful predators to help fight against the engineers. He turned on them. So they sent the Superman with all of this stuff jacked up. He's there, Captain America. He's there, Deadpool, to go there, wipe this dude out, get that weapon, destroy it. I don't want these engineers to have an upper hand on us. That's kind of what's happening. While he's there, he does a little bit of fighting. He figures, while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and fight some humans. You know, I'm superpowered. I'm going to do that. He gets off track. And he ends up getting, you know, the axe. So the weapon is there on Earth, but it's originally sent by the engineer through that predator to come to Earth to wipe out predators. So that's my theory on that also. That would cover a lot of ground. There's a lot of holes still there, but this is something I thought up in just like 3 days. If I gave it more time, I could think of more holes to be plugged, but this could explain all of the movies, Alien and Predator, and combine these people together to make a brand new franchise with all of them doing what we love, seeing these aliens blast the crap out of each other and killing some humans on the side, but also seeing, you know, Uncle Arnie and Adrian Brody and Danny Glover type dudes getting out there for the human race and knocking people off. Man, so I'm thinking this is a good theory. But more importantly, what do you think? Let's talk about it in the comments. What's your favorite alien, engineer, predator theories that are bouncing around out there? Let's talk about it in the comments. And as always, if you like the video, if you like the content, subscribe. And then like.
Popcorn passport. Get your popcorn passport.